Hi everyone. A quick update on the current state of the market and what we should be expecting. Anyways, I'm using the 4 hour time frame. I'm using the 4 hour chart, and of course, we need to focus on what is happening now, right? First of all, we see this bear flag that has been forming here for quite some time now. Yeah, it's a bear flag because just as the nature of a bear flag connotes, we can see series of this is higher high. We've seen series of higher highs, and then this is lower higher lows, of course. This is lower, this is steeper than this is steeper than this, and this currently is steeper than this. Okay, so we take into cognizance of this, and also remember that this thing actually fell off from here. Yeah, we started having this drop down from here when BTC crashed from almost 30k to it got to this very place, and then since then we've been seeing a series of it goes up, comes down, high, low, high, low, high. And then we are thinking that by now BTC ought to have at least, if not just touched this exact point, it should have to an extent touched maybe somewhere around this 21.5 or thereabout. But so far we haven't seen that. And also when you look at this objectively, you notice something. This is a bullish flag. This is called a bullish flag. And of course, but from the nature of bullish flags, whenever there is a bullish flag, we expect a breakout, right? After forming series of lower highs and lower lows, we usually expect a breakout. Now, in the event that that breakout occurs, in the event that we get that breakout, what are we expecting? Okay, how big is the move that we're expecting? Okay, so we should be looking forward to maybe from here, let's say the breakout occurs here, we should be looking forward to this somewhere around 25, 26 or thereabouts. Now, I also want you to see something. You know, the last video I did, I told us that I was expecting the big drop to come from somewhere around 25k. And so far, maybe why this is stalling, why we are still getting this stall is because we haven't gotten to that 25k. And this is the range. I mean, this very price level here, we should be around 25.3 or thereabout. If you can recall the last video I did, I told us that I was expecting something of this nature to happen. Maybe seeing BTC get to this very place, and if eventually does that, that will now push it down to probably get to where it will now break this current support and get it to retest around 18k or maybe 12k or thereabout. So far the price action has actually been a shitty one. This week has been a very shitty trading week, if I should say that. Yeah, of course. BTC has actually not made any significant move, just a couple of chops and all that. So now we have this current bull flag I talked about, and expectedly, we are looking for a breakout, so to say. And look at what happened. Remember, this is a 4 hour chart. We had this breakout that occurred here, and of course, it closed very well above it. It closed above it. Now, look at the next candle that is forming. That's why I said this current price action is been a very shitty one. BTC is yet to make any significant move. But in the event that this breakout actually holds, in the event that it holds, okay, so we are expecting something of this nature. We are expecting that BTC should somewhat see around 25, 25, 25, 5, 25, 3. That will also coincide with this current resistance we have here, this very line here, this very weak. Because from my observation, whenever we have this kind of thing, price usually comes to retest it. So maybe this current move, I don't know, this is a probable case anyways, this current move could maybe take us to 25, 25, 3, 25, 5 or thereabout, which should also launch us to this current support I talked about, resistance, okay, I talked about. And then from there, BTC will have to be pushed down, because yeah, when you look at this thing very well, when you look at this, you see that we ought to have gone lower than this, because this is not the first time it's occurring. This is not the first time we've seen this kind of chart. Okay, this thing that is happening here, this is not the first time we are seeing it. It happened there, and after some time, it still, okay, came watered down. The same thing is also obtainable here. Yeah, so I'm thinking that maybe this resistance that BTC is having from, going lower is because it hasn't really tapped this current resistance. once it taps here, I think that's when the big push downwards and will start coming. And this very thing has actually made the altcoins not to make any significant move, although some of them have actually been pushing up, but there's really not been any gigantic move, so to say. Now, recall our 50-day exponential moving average. We've always talked about it. We said whenever, as long as it's still above it, altcoins will keep on making some moves. And yeah, look at what happened here. It's still above. You look at the line here, you can see the line. So currently it's still above this 50-day exponential moving. Sorry, what we are using is the 4-hour chart. So I'm gonna switch to daily time frame to see if it's still above it. Yeah. So going to the daily time frame to see if it's above it. Yeah, okay. So we have the daily time frame. We have the daily time frame, and okay, it's currently leaning on it as a resistance. It's still leaning on it as a resistance for the daily chart. So that's pretty much what is obtainable. And for some days, you can see that immediately BTC topped here, all these wide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For the past 1 week, for the past 7 days, BTC has actually been going down. And one of the things that will make you know that the market is shitty is the formation of this series of wicks. These things are not healthy. Yeah, although generally chart has the price has actually been going down, but these things are really not healthy, so to say. These things are really not healthy. So what if this one has formed? Of course, it has even started forming its own wick. Now, what if this thing ends up doing just like all these ones have done, So that's why this current market is quite precarious, right? It's quite unpredictable. So you need to be very, very careful. Any profit you see is for the taking. Because look at what happened previously. What we do with analysis is that we try to use the previous action to foretell what will happen in the future. So all this while been seeing a series of lows, candles, formation of wicks, and that ended up in red. Now, what if that becomes what happens here? Okay, what if this current candle ends up as just these other ones have done, right? Because already the wick has started forming, right? The wick is already forming because we saw BTC go to 23,432 and currently it's at 23,140. So what if it ends up the way these other ones did? So that's why any profit you see is for the taking. Either you're longing or you're shorting. You need to be very, very careful of the trade you're taking, right? Because right now 50 EMA 50-day exponential moving average is currently serving is currently leaning at this. That's where the price is currently leaning at. Some at a point in time it went above it, but right now its price is a little bit below it. So that's just the little thing I want to share with us about this market. Yeah, we are still expecting that heavy push downwards, but I think that heavy push downwards should come when BTC must have touched maybe to this 25K. But remember, this is still a case of probability. There is no guarantee. Nothing is cast in stone. There is no certainty. Okay, everything is still probable. All right, guys. So that's pretty much about it. I'll see you guys in the next episode, Mr. Solution.